Hey guys, Rashad here, and today we're going to be doing some freshening up on this 2000 ML55 AMG. If you know me or if you watched this channel before, you know that this vehicle is near and dear to my heart, and I want to do at least a few little things to kind of take care of her, get her back in shape, and get her looking good. So stay tuned, we're going to be tackling a few items today. So one of the items that we're going to be tackling today is this old thing. Now, dude, look at this thing, man. When I got the truck and I saw this, I'm like, it looks like someone tried to like spray it over at some point before, but like did a horrible job, or I don't know really what happened, but it just looks like icky. It's not even like anything you can clean. It just kind of, I don't know how to describe it. So basically we're gonna replace this cruddy old thing with this much nicer looking one. It's not perfect, but honestly compared to this one, it looks way better. So in here I already took out one screw. I don't know if you can see it, it's over there. But interesting thing, this thing that's like hardwired, it's like this little it says, let's see, for use with high performance batteries, see owner's manual. I think this was part of the setup for like the Mercedes-Benz phone that like would be included with these things, you know. Obviously back in the day these vehicles were top dollar vehicles, and you would have like maybe like business executives, people like that driving, you know, a truck like this. So they would need you know, easy access to a phone to make, you know, their important business calls and whatnot. So I think this is part of this. I believe so. It seems likely. Obviously it looks pretty busted up, but I do wonder if, you know, maybe I could get another phone, or if anyone has come up with some kind of clever idea to make use of this thing, or, you know, I don't know if I should replace it with kind of like a OEM, like, you know, phone setup to kind of keep the retroness, or if there's something else I can kind of put in its place. But food for thought. So what we can do is pretty much lift this up. This actually came off pretty easily. I think the connection for that same phone thing is under there. I don't think that's gonna get in the way of taking this thing out. I think we need to just start prying this up. It's actually, I may have to use two hands, or maybe unscrew these two things, but let me use two hands and see if I could get this off. And I'm pretty sure gotta put foot in the brake and move this over to maybe drive to, you know, pop this over or get this out over this. This came off pretty easily. So I seem to get everything pretty loose. Took this piece off here. This is loose. That's loose, I think. I gotta see what's holding that back, but oh, there we go. And now foot in the brake. Oh, gotta put the key in. Key in. Put it in neutral or something. And there you go. Put it back into park. Key off. And yeah, just like that, we kind of got this pretty much disconnected. Now it's time to take these off, put them on here, and pretty much maybe I'll try and kind of like wipe this up a bit, clean it up, make it look a little bit more presentable, even though no one's really going to be looking at this. But hey, I'll know. So I try to vacuum this out a bit and kind of wipe it down. It's not perfect, but it's definitely cleaner than before. So now we will do the process of transferring kind of these cabling over to this and fitting the new part pretty much. So two things. I wanted to change this bulb in the cigarette lighter. Seems to be like a specialty bulb. I don't know if I can find that at the auto parts store. I'll see if I can find something else that'll work. Maybe like a type 74 bulb or something like that. I don't know. We shall see. Also, I want to change this bulb that's for like the center illumination. I got to figure out what size this is, but it says 12 volts, 12 watts. All right, let's see if we can find something for this. So this looks like a very special looking bulb that goes in this blue thing. which goes in here, or really on the new one in the middle there. I got, oh my, bruh. Dude, I don't even know how that happened just now. Anyway, I'm gonna hurry up and put this little stupid ball back inside there, so that way I don't lose it again. I tragically drop it, never to be found again. I don't seem to be able to like find a replacement. It's a really funny looking thing. I gotta probably order this online and then take this back out and swap it, because I don't know, I just never seen a bulb like this in the stores. So anyways, let me put this back and get this all buttoned back up. So anyways, I got the center console in. Definitely add some color to this, and to me it looks better than this old one here. At least it looks like wood grain and it's not filled with this kind of icky finish. A little disappointed I couldn't get the right light for that and the cigarette lighter bulb, but I will do some research. If anyone knows what bulb it is, please share with me. I could always pop this back out and put those bulbs in, so that way I can have this illuminated at night. But for now, we're just gonna rock it as is, and yeah, pretty much just enjoy the cleaned up look with this on. So let me just kind of button this back up, and just gonna clean out the leather pad thing that, let's see where it is, this thing. I'm gonna clean this out and reinstall that back in there. But yeah, I mean, it's coming together. So guys, I got this all buttoned up. I think it looks way better than that old one that was there. It's nice to see kind of like wood grain back into the vehicle. But yeah, happy that's in. Something I did off camera, this kept on like falling out. This had separated from this, it had loosened up. So every time you kind of pulled, it would separate. Plus like the clips are super old and it was popping out, and every so often like you would pull it and this thing would pop out, and then like say you close the door and you try to open the door from the outside, it wouldn't open because this would get stuck on like down there. It was a whole disaster, honestly. So pop this off, pop that off, pop that off, 2 screws here, 1 screw there, and pretty much just kind of got it out. Got this glued back together to, you know, held back into place, and put some sound deadening, kind of like something like Dynamat behind this. Pretty much put it all together. Got the factory clips because I'd gotten some from Amazon, and they were like, they look like the W163 OEM clips, and they pretty much made it impossible to put this back on. Got the factory clips from FCP Euro. They were expensive, but honestly, put them in and pop this back into place, and it's nice and steady, and pretty much put everything back together, the screws and everything, and yeah, works well, and it's not separating like how it used to. So the next task I'm gonna try and tackle are these seats. They look super old and faded and pretty much gray and miscolored. I want to try and use some dye to get them back closer to the original color. These are old seats. I know it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna look like brand new, but I think we should get it to look a little better than this. So I got the seat all vacuumed out already. Vacuumed out both these seats, you know, some of the front end. So let's give it a shot. So I pretty much just put some rubbing alcohol on a paper towel and just wiping the leather down to pretty much get rid of any kind of oils or anything like that that would kind of mess up the application of this Doc Bailey's black leather dye. So hopefully that should help. So pretty much wipe the seats down with rubbing alcohol, so the surface should be good for the dye. I'm now gonna apply this on that sponge over there and pretty much just kind of rub it in. I'm supposed to let it sit for an hour, then buff it off. So let's see what we can do. By the time the next time you see these seats, hopefully they should be transformed. So let's get applying. So basically, here it is. Personally, this is only with kind of one coat. and I'm supposed to let it dry and soak in and then buff it off, but it looks much less gray than before, honestly. And this is in direct sunlight. When it's like doors closed, I think it'll look like even better. The sunlight kind of exposes it a bit more, but what I might try and do is kind of let it dry in a bit and then maybe apply another coat and then buff it all off. But happy with the results already. I mean, it's not perfect and it's not going to make it look brand new, but compared to how it was before, honestly, it looks far better. It's hard to get these like white marks off though. It's not really dying over, but those are honestly the least of my concerns. It's like a 25-year-old vehicle, 20-year-old, 25-year-old vehicle, so it's not going to be perfect. But this is what you can probably expect for first coat. In case you wanted to see the process, I applied it here. Now yeah, let's get dyeing. So here are the seats. This is after one coat of the Doc Bailey's black dye. Not bad. I mean, it's soaking pretty well. I'll give it like an hour and I'll buff it out. I mean, you can still see all the cracks. This is not a kit where you kind of like fill in all those cracks. I didn't expect it to be anyway, but at least it kind of makes what was gray back to black. And like I said, this is like doors are open, the sunlight hits it, so the imperfections is more visible. With the door closed and less light coming in, it's less noticeable. Now in the front here, I did like 2 coats. And now I'm pretty much just gonna leave it to dry, soak in. Like I said, it kind of took away the grayness. It looks a little brown even though this is black dye. At least that's how it looks like to me. Not too sure why, but honestly, like when the door is closed, like over there, you know, with the shadow, it looks a lot better. Of course, you're gonna see the imperfections more here, but honestly, still looks way better than seeing like this completely kind of like a gray color. I think it's coming up pretty well, and honestly, for a 25-year-old vehicle with a ton of miles, I think this kind of gives it a refresh it deserves without having to kind of go through, recover all these seats, or go into kind of more extensive things to fill up all these cracks, sand it, you know, respray it, all those kind of things. So it's been an hour, or actually a little over an hour. This should be dry and ready to buff off, so pretty much gonna buff it off with this microfiber towel. Hopefully, my fear is that this thing will continually come off and hopefully not on my clothes, so I'm really hoping it really kind of soaked into the leather and won't be an issue. But I mean, I like the look of this compared to the gray look before. It could probably use another coat, but honestly, I'll probably wait another day to apply that when I don't need to be able to use the vehicle and sit on the seat. So let's see. I'm gonna try and buff it off, and let's see if that changes the appearance at all, or if it will stick pretty much like this. So I just buffed the seat out. You can see the dye kind of rubbing off on this microfiber. So I'm gonna flip this towel around to get a clean side, do that side, then I will come back and see if anything else still comes off. Hopefully not. So here I am. I've buffed the seat twice, just a little bit of transfer coming out on here. I'm gonna pretty much do it until I see no transfer. But yeah, this is how it looks. I mean, some of it is kind of faded, so it's still kind of that gray color, which I was hoping to avoid. But I think with subsequent coats of this dye, it'll appear a lot better. But I guess I'm gonna do that another day. But this is how it looks. I mean, it definitely looks better than the completely grayness that was showing before. All right, guys, so I just did 2 safety wipes with a white paper towel just to make sure there's no more of this dye coming off. Just because, well, let's just say I don't want to pick my wife up and have this leather dye go on her clothes. That would be a bad day. So I think we're good to go here, but what can I say? It's not perfect. It's really far from perfect, honestly, but compared to how it was before, it's much better. And I'll try and throw up maybe like a before and after picture to see if maybe it'll be more apparent. Definitely think it needs like further coats, but I could live with this for now. And when I have more free time and I can let the car sit and I don't have to worry about having to jump in this in a couple hours and drive it, this will work for now. But it was kind of an experiment. I'm glad to see how it came out. For anyone looking to do this, it definitely does help, but I do recommend multiple coats. And it probably also depends on the condition of how the leather is. This one's pretty cracked up, honestly, so it's not in the best starting condition. But yeah, I'm also super happy about the wood grain. It looks far better than the honestly crappy piece of trim that was here before. So all in all, I think we're getting this ML together slowly. Anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy the content on the W163, the ML55. Happy to refresh this. We'll have more videos with some more maintenance, like refreshing stuff on the ML. We'll have videos on the two Miatas, the NB and the NC, which is, I don't know, you can see it right somewhere right back there. As well as the Macan, Bronco pickup, the Silverado, and hopefully even the Corvair at some point. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe if you enjoy the content. We'll have more stuff coming out soon. And thanks for watching.